I have received in the mail decals and a box from Steiner that came with a hat. I've got stuff like bushings for the seat, a new oil gauge, the front emblem, some other decals, you'll see that a bit later, and I hope it's the right size, the PTO seal, because that leaks pretty bad. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the hood off to replace that oil gauge. I've got the paint to a point where I'm pretty happy with it. I doubt there will ever be a time where I'm genuinely satisfied with the paint, but this is a working tractor. In the spring, it's going to start spreading manure. I mean, that's the first thing this tractor is going to do. So I really can't allow myself to be too picky about the quality of the paint job. Because where do you stop? I mean, how deep do you go to get the perfect paint job? And there are definitely some guys that do it. Squatch253 here on YouTube, he just got done restoring an H and it is immaculate. I mean, he went 100% through it. The paint job is incredible. I'm not as good as him. So, let's get the hood off. I'm really liking this GoPro so far, but I'm finding that either you cannot or I do not know how to zoom in. So I'm hoping in post, when I edit this video, I will be able to zoom in this shot for you guys. But right now I'm taking the oil pressure gauge off, and I will pick up with you again when the new gauge is going on. Okay, after much struggle and violence, the old gauge is removed. And the new gauge, so fancy, is ready to go back in. So I'm going to throw the new mount on and really hope that this thing doesn't leak, because that would kind of put a damper in all my plans for the day. But it did have this little adapter that you can see on the back of the gauge that I had to swap from the old one to this new one, so I'm hoping that it had the same threads, so I'm hoping that everything meshes up okay and nothing leaks. I did put some pipe sealant, or thread sealant, more on it. I would have done all 3 gauges, but they were $50, and I don't know, that's just kind of a lot of money for a guy. Where is the wrench? It's on the floor. And that's threading in sideways. Good. Let's make sure we can totally cross thread this and ruin it. Well, let's start it and see if the thing just throws oil everywhere. Alright, that was obnoxiously loud, but we have oil gauge working and we have no oil leak. So that's done. Try to get you in here the best that I can. Oh, that's just going to spin. And I bet this side will as well. Okay. there's that. Huh. How is a guy... Ooh. Oh, look at that. Wonderful. That honestly was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And it looks like I did purchase the right part. See if I can figure out how to install this. What you hear in the background right now is a military C-130 on the descent path to Peoria International Airport. I think what I'm gonna do here is use the bolts to tighten these bushings in real quick, and then take the bolts back out. That may not work. Ooh, that bolt came out instead. That's good. Oh no, what have I done? Oh no. Okay. The new seat bushing is in. And that was, honestly, quite terrible. I didn't even record it. I fought that really hard. And then putting this spring back in was a real trick too. I actually had to unbolt the shock, put the spring in, put the seat down on top of it, sit in the seat, and then reach behind the seat, pulling the shock absorber down to put the bolt back in. But, ooh, seat. Before, this thing would rock back and forth real bad, but now I'm actually shaking the tractor when I do that. So hopefully this will be a more comfortable ride. Because that was a lot of work. I don't want to do that again. So this is my decal set that I ordered. Actually is Case New Holland certified. Ooh, fancy. Anyway, it's for a late H&M, basically 1945 and older. Your decals are different. You have a smaller oil filter decal. I think these be careful warning things are different, but mainly these, you're missing your IH logo on the earlier ones. So we'll start putting these together. Okay, well that really didn't go as I wanted. I wanted to do a little time lapse, but that took about an hour and a half to put all the decals on. And I really just wanted to focus on doing a good quality job. So we'll walk around and look at the decals. Those are done. These are vinyl cut decals, so they're not the Mylar. That means that each decal is an individual decal instead of the whole big thing being one decal. They look cleaner, in my opinion, although it is a little bit more expensive. Yeah, we have all the decals on, all of the tools from that bushing install still on the tractor. And I was able to find a decal for the Donaldson air cleaner that I have on the tractor, although it's having a hard time sticking and I really don't know where it's supposed to go, so I just put it right there because why not? The only decal I have left to put on is the air cleaner decal right here, and that's because I touched that up with a little bit more paint. Once that dries in a few hours, I'll put that on. We are down to the very last thing. There is one more thing to do to this tractor. went well. And with that, the tractor is done. So let's go ahead and hop up on the seat and pull it out into the sunshine.